Welcome to another week with Montevino Valentine. I'm the co-founder of the Pride FX movement. Now, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you can receive future videos we do have on this channel. A lot of requests came from where can you get the systems, the strategies. We do have a Telegram group where you can join our community and also download the different systems, the strategies we do send out every single week. We do take pride in helping those that cannot afford to get these systems or just doesn't know how to start trading. So join that link. It is in the description down below. And then also another thing we're going to request from this month onwards is please leave a comment down below of the system you do want, or you can send a message to the person that I'm going to put down here. His name is called Ishmael. He does the research on the systems and also helps us look for the most profitable ones out there. Okay, so leave him a message, or you can leave it down in the comment section so that we do know exactly what you guys are looking for and what we can do and see if it does make profit. A lot of things needs to be said about that. And the last thing is also make sure that you do have the name of the person that you are looking for us to buy the system from. Okay, perfect. So let's dive into what we're doing this week. This week we are looking at the Elliott wave system. We don't know the person's name. We also don't know how much it does cost, but it is a very good system. It's one of the most powerful systems. One of the most powerful systems for 2021. I know I've said a lot of these systems are powerful, but this one is the powerful one. And there's no words to describe the system to the way I've seen it work over the past 2 weeks. A very good system. So perfect in everything it does. So I'm going to review the system for you. It's called the Elliott wave, and it's a very good system. So let's dive straight into what we're doing this week. And so this system, to explain it to you, the Elliott wave is actually prediction on what the market will do next. And it does it very well with the patterns it does follow. It's not a zigzag, but it does pick up where does it expect price to go next. And that's one of the things that most systems out there don't have, is that it predicts and it shows you exactly where the market should go before even you entering. It does the calculations, and that's why I'm saying it's a very good system. The person that has designed the system, we need to give this person an applause, as well as just to say thank you for creating something so wonderful. Okay, so let's get straight into it. And so the first thing we're going to look at is called 31 level Z semaphore. Okay, and so I like to look at the about page just to know who's the person that created the system, and his name is A System 2000. Very good programmer, I would say, because once you get into the system, you'll know exactly why I say he is a very good programmer. You can see he has the potential of being a forex trader, so he knows exactly the conditions of the market, and maybe he did a few calculations before just designing this. And that's why I like the system so much, because it speaks to the future of forex as well. And that's what we have been trying to do this whole month, speaking about robots. So let's click OK. And so obviously you need to allow DLL notifications. You guys know to do that. So this system is basically one of the biggest ones that I have seen so far for 2021. Like I said, very powerful. So let's look at this. So you're going to get 3 levels. One of the levels is level 1. You're going to get level 2, and you're also going to get level 3. So let's start with level 1. Just to give you a simple explanation, is that when price reverses, or when it picks up a sell signal on and it tells you that it's level 1, just know that price is not going to go further than that. Okay, so this will work very perfectly if you want to scalp into the market. Okay, so you can take a sell signal, close that signal, and then when one comes again, you can take a buy signal and then close again. Okay, it's not to hold forever. It's just to hold for a short period of time and closing profits fast. Okay. Time frame to use on the system, I would say you can use it on any time frame from your daily until the 1 minute. It depends on you where you find yourself most of the time trading. Remember, Forex is about where you feel comfortable. Okay, so from here, level 1 to level 1, then we get a level 2. So when you get a level 2, it's a bit longer than level 1. It will give you signals for an hour or signals for the day. Okay, so these signals would last maybe a day, they would last for a few hours, but not that long. Okay, so always look at that part when you are using the system. What level is it, level 1 or level 2? So the main one I want to get into the system is level 3. And what level 3 tells you is if the market is in a trend, right? So if it's in a buy trend, we would know exactly that it's in a buy trend. And if it's on top like that, we know it's a sell, so we know that it's a sell trend. And if level 3 appears again, we know it's a buy trend up to that point. And if it appears again, we know it's a sell trend down to this point. And from there we got a level 3, so we cannot predict as yet how far the next signal for level 3 would appear. Okay, so just to show you exactly what that does. So when you know the trend of level 3, you will know exactly what trades to take as well. And that's the nice thing about this indicator, right? Is that it tells you what trend is on, what trend is the market on. So if you get a level 3, you should know that price is actually just going to buy, continuously looking for buy signals. Okay, so we would ignore the signal and we would ignore that signal. Those are sell signals. But if you are a scalper and you know how to exit with scalping, then you could have taken these sell trades. Okay, but for me as a swing trader, I would be looking for the levels going up, right? So I'd have taken this buy signal at level 3. When level 1 appears, I would have taken that buy trade. When level 1 appears again there, I would have taken that buy trade. And when level 3 comes again, I would have closed my trade. And so when level 3 appears over there again, we can look at the same thing. So here we had, let's just move down there. So we had level 3 over there. So focus on the level, right? So we have level 3 here, and then we had a level 2 there. So we know that this might be a long reversal up to the upside, right? So you could have taken that buy signal if you are a scalper. So you could have taken that buy signal, close when you see another level. And so for me, I would have entered over there. I would have entered over here. I would have also entered over there. And then we had this long place of reversal, right? So when you see these number 2s, you know exactly that the market is going to go up, right? So for me in this instance, this one would have been in losses, but I'll still continued holding because I know that that is a level 3. So I know that market is still in a sell trend, but obviously, as we all know, the market is not always going to go down. It's going to move up, down, and in zigzag patterns, as well as your consolidation period. So we can see this is a consolidation period where market was playing around in this zone, right? So that zone tells us that they're accumulating price or accumulating a few funds before they make the big moves, right? So what the system does, it tells you exactly what trend it's looking at. So here we had that level 3, and so we had this first one where we were in losses, and then price continued to go up. Here we would have taken a signal because obviously we know that it's on a level 3. So we have two trades that are in losses, right? Important to note that. So here we have that, and then we have another signal there, and obviously the signal. So why am I taking these signals? Because we know exactly that level 3 is still telling us that price is still going to move to the downside, right? So here we took that signals, and what happens after that, we can see price continuously falls to the downside. When level 3 comes again, I know exactly that the market will be buying, right? So I could have taken a buy there, another buy over here, another buy over there, and then we had another buy there, And so if we're looking at this, we can see that the market was in an uptrend. So always focus on what the level is telling you. Be very patient as well if you are taking this as a swing trader. Okay, swing traders normally hold their positions even though the market is reversing. Okay, remember, these small reversals are just to accumulate what they want to do next. Okay, so very powerful that the system was designed, especially if you are a swing trader or a scalper. You can use it on both sides, so you don't need to continuously just hold for a sell signal or a buy signal. You can continuously do the rules that you follow every single day. If you feel like taking a sell there and closing there, it's up to you, as long as you are comfortable with what you are doing. I was just showing you an example of what I would have done if I was using this system, right? So when you see level 3s, just note that the trend of it would be a sell if it's on top. If it's at the bottom, it would have been a buy trend. So over here we have a buy trend on the Nasdaq. So we have a buy trend for the next few weeks, or for the next few days, or for the next few hours, depending on when the level 3 will come again. Okay, so please focus on that numbers. So once we are done with that, I want to delete this, keep it as clean as possible so that I can educate you on what to do. So the next thing is, we do have a few RSI windows, but I'll explain that last, and I want to bring up the Elliott wave. So in the start of this video, I did say that this is to predict where the market would go, and this is the heart of the system. So if we click OK, we're going to get these patterns. So like I said to you, it will pick up the patterns of what it sees. Okay, so always look at these patterns of what the market is telling you would happen in the next set of what is going on. Okay, so what we can see over here is that the market shows exactly what is happening. So before this, we had this pattern, so it showed that this pattern happening, right? So before that, what would we have looked at as price action traders? We would have seen this as a support level. So we would have seen that as a support level, just to show you what a support level looks like. We would have seen that as a support level. We would have taken a buy trade, obviously going into profit, which is a good thing. And then what we would have expected for our take profit is these levels over here. So level 1, level 2, and the other peak level 3, right? So what this system does is it shows you where the market needs to go, right? And that's perfect because it's actually calculating where the market is going and not what we see as price action traders. So a robot actually would predict better than what we do, and this is what the system does. It predicts where price would go. So we're seeing this sell, and then we take a buy, and then while we are continuously holding for our take profit, we can see the reversal. So what the Elliott wave does is it shows you that price is not going to continue going up, it's going to reverse to the downside, and it does that perfectly. And we can see that from this point, the Elliott wave actually showed you that the market is going up. And so we had that happen, and now we're in this. So whenever you see the red, it's where price should continuously go. So if I see that this market is in a consolidation, I would not be trading, right? Because this market would continuously play in these levels before continuing to make better moves. Okay, but for scalpers, from that point to this point is a take profit. From there, you could have taken your take profit. When price comes down here, take profit, and obviously as you're following along, you could have made money just by following what the Elliott wave is telling you. Okay, if you want longer trades, since I'm on the 15, you can go on the 4 hour. It will show you exactly where does the market need to go. So here we had the W formation, and then obviously there, like I said, most of us would have wanted the take profit to be there, but as we can see, price went down to this point, exactly where they wanted the market to go. And as we can see now, the market needs to go up to this point. Okay, so a proper take profit for me would have been that point and this point where they're showing the market ending. Okay, so you could have taken a buy trade here, close your buy trade there. When the market gets to this point again, you could have continued to take your buy or take a sell there and then take a buy and then move up. So very perfect on what it does. It tells you the future of what is supposed to happen, and you can see the accuracy of that is also on point. That's why I'm saying the system is one of the most important systems that I'm reviewing, and I just don't have words for that. Okay, so now that we're done with that, the last part of it is just to show you the few things that they still do have for you. So long-term traders, this would work for you, right? For short-term traders, the WA explosion would help, and I'll tell you why I say so. So let's look at this one for the first outcome. So over here we can say that if price is below 0 and higher than 10, we can say that price is actually in a sell trend, right? And when you're looking at that, if the level continuously hits these bars, right, it's the same continuous level, you'll know that the market is in a sell trend. So if we're looking at this from the view, we can see that that was a sell trend, right? And it does so well because you can see there the sell trade started. So you won't actually pick that up immediately, but you can see that the volume of the trades was continuously going towards where I started at, right? Because if you look at the first bar, it's over there. So we can say if it continuously hits my red line over here, that is where price will continuously go. Okay, so here we had that sell, and we can see that perfectly it went down for a few things. So how do you know that there's a reversal about to happen? When the green bar is above the 0 line as well as the 10, you know exactly that the market is about to reverse. Okay, so always look for these things out when you are actually a long-term trader, right? Because these things happens like after 4 hours, 5 hours, depending on the time frame you're choosing. Okay, so here we can see that happen, and then here we had that first reversal back to the downside, and we can see a few of them touched our bar. And how do you know to exit is when they start declining. Okay, so always look at that as reference. So when we take our first buy trade, we need to look at the bar. So if the bar is below that point, we can move it down there just to see what's going on. So if price hits the bar and the second one crosses over the bar, we know we're still in a buy trend. Here we had another one crossing over the bar we have set. Here's another one crossing over, another one crossing over, and just before the market reversed, we can see that the bar came down. So we know that the volume of the traders are no more continuously going for those buy trades. So always look at these as reference for long-term traders. Okay, so there you can see price went to this point again, and we can see that if we set the bar below, because that's the first one that happened, we can see that they hit over, and then the reversal occurred once the green one came. So always look for those things when you are using the color RSI histogram. Okay, so use that as reference. So let's delete that one. Let's delete the Elliott wave, and so now we're going to focus on the scalping part of this. So let's go to 15-minute chart. So let's say your Elliott wave gave you a signal. Let me just zoom out a bit. So your Elliott wave gave you a signal, right? And so now you took that sell trade as a scalper. So how you would know that price is actually still moving in your direction, it's very simple. Because if the red candle appears, right, or the red bar appears for the sell, then you know that you are still in a good market. If the next candlestick goes higher than that one, then you know that the market is still selling. And if the next one continues to go up, you know that the market is continuously selling. Now, how do you know to close your trades? Is when the market starts decreasing, so a decline of these bars. So if the bar continues to go down like this, right? So you need to decide between where are you setting that exit point. So for me, the minute I start seeing this decline, and obviously if you're looking at this one over here, this would have been a signal for me to close my profits. Why? Because this is much lower than the ones before. And then we still have that volume, but you can see the volume is inconsistent and it's not going higher and higher. So when you see this happen, you can exit as a scalper. Okay, then we had a buy trade over here, and we can see that these bars are not that long. So for me, it's just not time for me to trade. I wouldn't have taken this risk, because the bars, okay, they do move in the sequence that I'm looking for, but if we look over here, it's 1 2 3, then this one is shorter than that one, so we know that there is a reversal about to occur. So which ones do you look for that are perfect? It's the ones that has the spike, and then we had an increase there, here we had a decrease, but when you see the next few candles, they do go up. And so if we're looking at our exit, it's the decline of that. So we can see over there, here's the decline, there's another decline, and eventually we can see that that just stops happening. So once that happens, you can exit the market. So here we have another one for a sell trade. Let's see how this played out. So from this point, we had our sell trade over there, and then once we see the incline, we know that the market is still pushing in a sell direction, and when it gets to this peak, we know that after that we see this candlestick appear, so we know exactly that the market is no more trending in a sell trade. So once you get those 1s and 2s and 3s, you need to also look at what is this doing if you are a scalper. Okay, so just to bring that up and make a perfect example of this, let's just allow, we can see that from this point, if we're looking for a buy trade, and here we had that buy trade, we can see the signal is low, so we can't take that trade, right? But now we had this buy trade over here, and we can see that the bars were inclining. So when you see that happening, you can take that buy signal, and once to exit is when you see this occur. Okay, so that's how I would use it. So here we had that sell signal, so my first sell signal, and we can see the volume to exit was over there. But as you know, when you see that number 3, you can actually just continuously hold those trades. So what would I have done as a trader? I wouldn't have used that. I would have just used it as I'm seeing this. The simpler it is for me, the easier it is for me to use the system. If you're looking for exits, or you're looking for places to take your take profits, then you can bring up those Elliott waves and so forth. Okay, so for me, the system is very powerful. I would suggest you back test it a lot, look at the system in detail. What would you choose to use in the system, right? So here you have your level 1 to level 2s, and exactly what this is telling you is what the market is telling you on these Elliott waves. Okay, so here we can see wave 1 was actually started at 8,660. We had wave 2 start at 1,660 pips. So they tell you exactly how far are you also from wave 1. So if you wanted to enter for a buy currently, it's telling you that the percentage of this is 197 from where you can take this trade. Okay, so if you take this trade, and if you go into losses, the percentage will be that amount. Okay, so $100 on a one lot, you could have blown your account if the market had to go to that risk. So they also give you a risk percentage here, so that you can also focus on what to set as risk management. Okay, so for me on this point, if I wanted to take that risk, I would have applied 0.01. Okay, that's it from me, Montivino Valentine. Have a wonderful day, and I hope that you find this system intriguing as how I found it. Don't forget to leave your comments of the systems you want to see next. Have a wonderful day.